Hello. Hope you can hear me. I think you can hear me. Right, cool. So we're going to play some Castlevania again because I got started on it last time. I wanted to give it another go. There we go here. Castlevania, the new generation. Bloodlines if you're American. Because, you know, it's so rare I get the Mega Drive. I'm only on this thing, you know, so I've got the Mega Drive. Let's just see if we can get this set up now. Hello to everyone who watches my stream after the fact. You're very welcome. Oh, and hello, Michael. Excellent. I have a little bit of a bone to pick with you. Not you, Michael, but you, the public, who were here last time watching my stream. Now, you're incredibly polite, because I re-watched my last stream and I couldn't hear a word I was saying. The picture quality was stuttery and awful. It was borderline unwatchable. You're so kind to stay and hang out and watch, and I love that, but guys, when I'm being really bad at this, just tell me. You know, I had no idea that it was just borderline unwatchable last time, so we've got to start again anyway, you know. But also, like, I started like putting passwords in, seeing later levels. I earned the right to go and do that, so we're going to go back through the start of this game anyway. So it's all good, and we're going to try this again. I picked this up last time I was in the UK, and apart from that brief stream, I haven't really played it. So definitely checking this out. I want to get more into Castlevania generally, and this is where I'm starting. Why not? That's fine. Do we stick at game level normal? No, probably. Alright, so hopefully this time I've spent a little bit of time working on the audio settings, so I should be fairly audible. Now, last time we tried playing as Eric Lecard because he's Spanish, and this time we're going to play as John Morris because he's not. Good. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded any videos for quite a while. The reason for that is that it's hard. Now, basically, like, when I've got a script and I'm recording to a script, it's really easy to edit, and editing's like my least favourite bit of YouTuber life, right? When you make effectively a vlog, it's all editing, all of it. And I'm like I know it's been like over a month now since I've uploaded anything proper, and I'm like only a third into editing this thing, so it's definitely slow going. I'm hoping to spend a little bit more, hoping to prioritise it a little bit more, because the longer it gets since my last upload, the more I start feeling like there's people subscribed to my channel, and there's people like having memberships and being really supportive, and I'm giving them nothing. And you know, I don't really want to still feel that impetus to want to give people something who are so kind and so generous. And you know, people really are. I feel like this guy should be able to whip upwards without also jumping. You know, I can do that, but I'm definitely not as athletic as... I've already forgotten the dude's name. It's fine. Mr. Castlevania. He doesn't mind. Got how much reach these guys have now. No part of this bit. So I'll play a bit of this. We might switch to play something else. I don't know. It's streaming's like important as well, just to like try and connect with the community a little bit, with just YouTubing and content creating and stuff. Hope more people do that. It's not mandatory. It'd be nice. Yeah, I think like chats are working. I think there's no way to say anything. I recently joined Finance Group Facebook and others UK followers who used to give video on Nintendo being introduced to you. Oh, cool. That video was so much fun to make. A lot of work. I'm amazed now that I had sort of time to get it done because of the work. Cool. Well, thanks for visiting. I hope you enjoyed it. I still really want to follow that video up at some point. First some ideas, but yeah. Time in it. Part of the problem is getting into Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering to rhyme with practical. Which doesn't help my productivity, but life can't all be about productivity, sometimes you can play stuff. So, how have you been, Michael? There are lots of things posted that aren't American, including posts on Star Wars NES box sets sold by Tandy and also some NES boxes for arcades. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. I know what Tandy is. I didn't know they did like separate box sets to other places. But I guess that makes sense. Like Tandy was like a huge chain when I was growing up. Really badly here. Oh. Well, thank you, Michael. I'm glad that you learned something, and genuinely I find it really fascinating. I'm really glad I could share it with you and other people, because it's so cool the way Nintendo got their start over here. That would have been useful last life before I died. Never mind. Well, that was silly as well. I've got to be paying more attention to this game. Tandy was Radio Shack in Europe and the States. Was it the same company as Radio Shack? I just knew there was one in the village where we live. It's been a long time since that village has had anything like an electronic shop. It's pretty much all charity shops and cafes now. So Tandy, in terms of it being a PC manufacturer, I recognise from they did like a sound device, right? Because Tandy was always an option on those like old PC games. They made to sound less to the as well as a shop where I got my first tape there. I don't know if he's taking damage or not. Yes, he is. They have to explain that. We do. There's not much stress in this game in the early levels, except I do still manage to die a bit, which is bad. Just through not really paying that much attention. And being quite excited that my stream is working. Ow. Ow. What am I up to? I'm playing through Super Mario RPG right now, which I picked up a lot of. Cool. We didn't get that. Wish we did. I play through the Switch version though, really cool. Normally, again, not one I'm familiar with. Obviously heard of it. I think most of my sort of knowledge of the lore of Dragon Quest comes from Itadaki Street. Or Fortune Street, or Doom Street, this version. Konami coders were a bunch of show-offs, weren't they? Reflection effect. I did go and watch a video on YouTube about how some of these effects were done, and it included this reflection effect, and it starts with kind of what I said last time, which is what I thought, which is rasterization. It's where you can put where you have an interrupt on the screen like halfway up, and you can pretty much do whatever you want, because old consoles such as the Mega Drive draw the screen from top down, and you can interrupt every frame, and you can interrupt the drawing of the frame to do an effect halfway up, and that's what that was, and that's what this water is as well, where they changed the palette partway up. Sonic did it with the water and that as well. It's a thing. But because you can pretty much do anything, like they did clever stuff to reflect all the sprites. I think it was like effectively drawing to like two. I'm not going to pretend I remember that. Watch the video, like search online, search on YouTube. Now, when I'm done, whichever. I don't know. For how the Castlevania affects on the Mega Drive again. It's really interesting stuff. And like, I feel like programming wizardry like that you don't hear about as much anymore, because computers have got powerful enough that programming is really inefficient and still do cool stuff. And pretty much anything. I suppose anything after like the original Quake, it's like, yeah, we figured it out now. But some of the stuff that Konami did back in the day on Mega Drive and on Super Nintendo was pretty cool. And obviously it was all just, swag. Like, there's no point to any of this. You didn't need reflecting water like you didn't need the Mode 7 rotating room in Super Castlevania 4. Quake wasn't. I think taking these birds with me rather than taking them out earlier makes me understand. That's what you do with old bosses, you just stand the right distance. Okay, he's got an axe there. Your video feed is stuck, I can hear the audio but the video is frozen. Thank you. Right, good, yes. That is another thing that I've noticed happening and I don't really know why. Could have said sooner, but I'm not going to hold it against you. God, what was the fix? Can't remember what I did to that. It's going to look weird for a second. Making invisible again? No, it wasn't that. Double me? Can we do that? Nope, that's frozen as well. Change that to frozen. No, it's still frozen. It's on there as well. Score, yeah. You were driving for a minute. Okay. You've missed a bit. I fought a couple of bosses. I'm still fighting one of them. And I did have this issue before. How did I solve it? It didn't involve standing up. I know that much. Did it involve doing this? No. There we go. It's unplug it and plug it back in, and then choose a new device. Darn, and I just died. No, there's no audio. And now the audio's back. Okay, we figured it out. I'm hoping that doesn't happen too much, because that is annoying to fix. Now I tend to lose lives. This little bit of boss here is sort of nothing really. It doesn't have too much tension to it. Not good at aiming this quick. I think I was doing better as Spanish guy. That guy's not good. The next one's a little bit more difficult. Yes, Quake. So, I remember when I built my first PC when I was a teenager. My dad put me down to like a fair. It was just a room full of vendors, like a trade thing. I don't really know. A room full of vendors selling different PC parts. I was going to build my first PC to do homework on. It was very modest. It was like a Pentium 133 and just about enough RAM and a 2 GB hard drive or something. You know, just all cheap parts because you know it's for homework. Then on the way out, we saw a demonstration of Quake 2 running on a Voodoo Banshee graphics card. It was the first time I'd seen like 3D accelerated graphics on PC, and it was mind-blowing. Like Quake 2 on a Voodoo Banshee back then just looked incredible. And because I was a very, I don't say lucky child, not spoiled. It wasn't a homework PC anymore. Yeah, so I had a Pentium 133 with a Voodoo Banshee. But, you know, it worked. Then as now, the graphics card is the bit that matters for gaming. And then I remember when the original Half-Life came out, because of that 2 GB hard drive, I had to make a decision between installing Half-Life or Microsoft Office. My grades suffered, but if I was to have my time again, I wouldn't play it any different. Half-Life is awesome. Castlevania 3 version. Yeah. I obviously kind of stink at Castlevania as well. I don't know what the first Castlevania I played was, because I never had it growing up. Any Castlevania games. It's something that I sort of discovered years later after watching The Angry Video Game Nerd and thinking, man, I should check that series out. And here we are, checking it out. That's really cool. Knocking off the statue head. I don't think there's many people going to be coming to this stream. It's a bit of a weird time to be streaming. But it's the time I have. Wow, I'm bad at this. Could you stop? Thank you. Oh. We're doing it. Metroid as well, actually, is a series I didn't discover too much later. So I don't really have any sort of storage from that stuff about discovering Castlevania. I don't know why, like, you've got to imagine that, obviously, Castlevania and Metroid as well, and Mega Man, were all massive in the US, but I was just never, like, aware of them growing up. Any of them. Mess up the timing there. Latest pick up from this was Star Tropics, I haven't played it yet. Okay. I've heard of that. Be interested to know how you get on with it. You know what, I'm just going to end, because continues carry on with the saves, and I've been playing terribly. So we're going to give this another go from the top. And hopefully the video feed's not going to break down, and we're all going to be able to see what's happening at all times. Mega Man was big stuff here. Yeah, right? Not in... Well, not in... I don't know if not in the UK, but, like, not in my life. You know? And I read the magazines. I remember Hype. The hype that, like, Bubsy in the UK was insane. You know? That game was massive in the UK. I don't know how it was in the US. I remember games getting hype. By magazines, by marketing. But I maybe, I don't know if Mega Man wasn't, or I don't know, maybe like Mega Man was, I was definitely more of a SNES kid, right? So maybe Mega Man was like a little bit before the time when I was paying attention to that stuff, and I was just getting games based on cartoons that I knew. DuckTales on the NES was awesome. We had Bucky O'Hare. Yeah, we had some great games, but just not Mega Man or Metroid or Castlevania. I'm breaking me to sleep. There we go. Got the book. Hi, Kaga. Kufka. Oh, can't really see. Welcome. I sold my originals years ago. Recently got the re-release of number 5. Yeah, I did as well, and I've been playing on that, and I've emulated all the Mega Man, all the Mega Men anyway, so I'm familiar with the series now. Even though, again, not very good at it. But yeah, I just don't know why, sort of how we missed it. Daniel, the audio is rough on this one. Thank you. Okay, great. What can I do? What's rough? Because I was just saying at the start of this stream that everyone is too polite when I'm streaming and doesn't tell me about audio problems. Too much background, right? Ah. I left the microphone next to the computer instead of wearing it. This is what I mean. See, Kufka comes in and says, "Damn, Bill, the audio is rough." Tells me about it. I fix it. Michael, polite as ever, sits there, puts up with the audio, saying absolutely nothing. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. You got to tell me, you know? I don't know. I couldn't remember. I'd forgotten that I'd left the microphone just sitting next to the next to the computer, picking up almost nothing but fan noise. All right, I forgive you. And what the hell kind of podcasts are you listening to? All right, so let's have every conversation we had from the start again. I think the reason, like, a lot of streamers sound a lot more polished than I do is because they have people just, you know, telling them what's up. Cougar, like Carmen Rider. Okay, Cougar. I'm going to turn down the gain a little bit more as well on the voice. Not loads, but we do need still some gain because I'm kind of a quiet guy. But we don't need as much as we had when the microphone was just sitting next to the fan, next to the exhaust laptop. The audio was my audio was rough on the last time I streamed as well, and it was not it wasn't due to anything as quite as dumb as leaving the microphone next to the laptop. It's just that I had the levels all wrong, and yeah, I just couldn't hear it over the game. I hope it's good now anyway. Cougar's a more discerning patron. I'm sure you'll tell me if it's not. At a certain point, like, you know, it's what it is because this is the microphone I own. But it should definitely do better than what it was doing. Yep. That's the thing with Castlevania, you commit to your jumps. When was the last Castlevania game? It's been a while, right? Apart from the audio thing, the audio just freaks out and lags sometimes, but I think that has to do with your internet connection. You know, you're probably right, it might do. My internet connection has been flaky lately. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm going to just double check just to make sure in a kind of like paranoid way, but I'm pretty sure I'm not currently running off-site backups because that's happened before. There you go. Yeah, no, that's fine. And yeah, that's okay. Hopefully then that's fine. The audio just freaks out and lags sometimes. Just crackling a bit. Okay. Do you think reduce the gain a little more? Oh no, the crackling a bit will be. What's my computer? Okay, no, I haven't got any dropped frames. We're all green. CPU usage is a nice 9%. So we should be good in terms of the computer and the internet. So I think anything that's not quite working. No, that's not a problem. Maybe down some microphones? I don't know. I really want to stream more, you know. I want to make it a thing and do it regularly. And I say this every time, and I've yet to do it. But part of that, I think, is going to be figuring out the tech so that I can just sort of sit down and crack on. Because I think I spent a good sort of half an hour, 45 minutes or so just wrestling with my laptop. It didn't, because I stream from a laptop, so I can sit on the sofa with the TV and stuff. And it's OBS wasn't detecting my sound. It was only offering me software rendering, which was also the case last time I streamed, and that's why the quality of that stream was awful. And again, everybody very polite. That definitely was laggy. There we go. Boss. Maybe the sync between the camera and the game. I don't know really. So is the game sounding off and crackly? Or is it me? Or is it everything? Both, okay. And you are on YouTube. Interesting. We are streaming at 50 frames per second, which I do wonder if YouTube's not happy about that somehow. It should be okay though. It's normally okay with HAL streaming. Yeah, best I can do really is sort of watch it back later and figure it out, I suppose. Don't really know what to do while the stream's going. Like from my end, everything looked gravy. Actually, hold on. I've got an idea. We can be much less professional than we're being. Let's see if I can actually see the problem. Then I might have some ideas about what to do with it. Hi, Easy Doodle. Thanks for coming. I'm currently looking up my own stream on my phone. Is when both you and the game are going on at the same time. Probably has to do with the mic. What, like the mic's maybe picking up some of the game, or? Because it definitely could be. Some of the game, or? Because it definitely could be. Okay, now I'm listening to this and that sounds fine. So, let's just play a little bit. This is probably going to sound horrible for you in a moment. There it is. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm listening to this on my iPhone right here. And you know what? I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm sorry you're not. If I could do more about it, I would. Oh, we're having whimsical audio issues. Yes, this time they are whimsical. It was less whimsical when I'd left the microphone sitting next to the computer instead of wearing it like an idiot. Yeah, it's not bad this time. Yeah. we're making improvements. I'm still learning to stream. Part of it is Microsoft ended their support for Windows 10. My laptop didn't. Am I dead just for being over here? Should I have gone over there? Silly game. Yeah, Microsoft dropped their support for Windows 10. And I was like, well, sod you then, and installed Linux. Which, as much as I enjoy Linux, there is a learning curve involved when you try and do something that you're not used to doing in Linux. Now it's the part where the audio problem doesn't show up and I look like a crazy person. Hey, if the audio problem stopped, then we'll take that as a win. Crazy person or not. Like, you know, I run all my servers on Linux, I've used Linux on the desktop, it's all good stuff. I've gamed on Linux before. Stuff that I've not done, it's like I've never streamed on Linux, so that was a whole sort of thing to have to learn. Like, do I want the flat pack version of OBS or the PPA? Which version of the NVIDIA drivers do I want to install? Why do none of the versions of the NVIDIA drivers work? And then we learn about secure boot. You know, it's kind of a whole thing. And at the end of it, you're still kind of paranoid about whether anything that you've spent hours and hours configuring is actually working. But never mind. You know, it is part of the fun of it. It's the old adage, you know, Linux is only free if your time is worthless. Fortunately, mine is. Get it. Get in. Okay. I wonder if I like wanted his orb, it was just hanging around there. When the game is paused and you're talking, the audio is great. Oh, cool. So what you're saying is we should just chat. I'll turn the game down a little bit more. How's that? Ow. Alright, now we go. It's the problem is talking while fighting a boss. That's always kind of the issue with Castlevania Bloodlines. Or the new generation, I should say, because I'm European. Get poked. Get poked. Yeah. Stuff like this is kind of feels like good training for Silksong. That's also kind of unforgiving and sort of rewards like careful play, you know. I just assumed it was my cell reception. I'm in a dead spot here. Oh. Well, okay. Well, where are you at, Michael? I'm glad we're able to keep you company wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I assume, like, what's happened previously in my streams is that people have, like, joined briefly, heard the audio, and then just immediately, like, noped out of there. While everyone else who is sitting and hanging out and chatting and having a good time, and, you know, I appreciate every one of you, is just saying nothing about the audio issues. Which, you know, I do get it, you know. It's a very British impulse to not complain directly to someone, but to complain about them later when they're not around. I mean, we're terrible people, really. Wouldn't be Castlevania without the flying Medusa heads, would it? What do we say? What are we talking about in the chat? This is free if your time is feel the way about PS3 homebrew. I tried to install the PSP version of the first Persona game on PS3, so kind of impossible. I haven't done PS3 homebrew. I've got a PS3. I saw. Did you see MVG's video about the PS3? I haven't watched it yet. I've seen it come up in my feed. I need to watch it, about how the PS3 is a great homebrew machine to have in 2025. Personally, for those purposes, I'm more a fan of the Wii U, to be honest. That part of the game seems a bit tricky, trying to avoid drowning while the screen scrolls so fast. Yep. A lot about this game is quite tricky. But I definitely play better as... I've forgotten his name again. This guy. Spanish stick man. Find him easier to play than Whip Dude. Still though. Forget to duck. I'm the only person who can never get a PS3 that works. No, that's probably fine. I think I got fairly lucky with my PS3. I did go through a couple though. But to be fair, I was going from like car boot sales and stuff. So, you know, you kind of expect to have to go through one or two before you find one that works, and that's fair enough. But I never sort of tried any homebrew or anything like that on it. Yeah. Nick and stuff like that became so ubiquitous. My go-to for travel was a PSP Go loaded with emulators. I remember playing Quake 2 on that actually. That worked pretty well. And the last game I played on the PSP Go, I remember I was on a train and I was playing Castlevania. So that's funny. Kind of. Nope. What are we doing? Using it for the PS3 and PS1 games. Yep, it's easy to emulate PS1 games on a PS3. Yeah, well, it's kind of built in, isn't it? Got some use out of mine, but I'm trying to get forwards. I'm trying to play most games, so I just gave up. Yep, fair. The only like console I use regularly, like home console I use regularly with homebrew is the Wii. And I helped a buddy of mine to set up a Wii U. I'm just going to nope out of this bit, I think. And then we get the boss. At work, I listen to audio. Okay, fair enough. Video only at lunch, which is what I'm enjoying right now. Cool. Like bone conduction headphones, like open ear headphones, and I've got them on pretty much all day while I'm at work, and like listen to stuff while I'm working. Like it is the way to go, I think. Hey, that was lucky. I was dragging into crazy. It's built into the OG PS3, but the Slim doesn't have that. You've got to emulate. Ah, does it not? I've got the Slim as well. But I never used it for PS1 stuff. Like PS1 wasn't really my thing back in the day. I was Nintendo kid all the way, really, and a little bit Sega. I never really had time for Sony. My dad had a PS1. I mostly used it for Destruction Derby. That was a great early PlayStation game. And what else was good on the PlayStation back then was the original theme park. Yeah, so we weren't playing like, you know, your Metal Gear Solids and your Resident Evils and your Final Fantasies and that sort of thing on it, you know. Basically, I never had one. My nan did. It was just silly little pick up and play games that I could play with my cousins when we went over to my nan's house of a Sunday, you know. And then at home I had a Nintendo 64 and my cousins had a Saturn. Strange to think now, I don't know why they had a Saturn. Okay, we just keep going. We ball at this bit. This is trying to do anything on a staircase in Castlevania is just asking for trouble. I wish I could emulate Sega Saturn, I think you're saying. I just briefly glanced, and yes, me too. Now I remember what I did for this bit. Whee! Would you want to play Guardian Heroes? Never played it. You know what I used to love on Saturn was Fighting Vipers and then Fighters Megamix. Like Fighters Megamix was amazing. Like just you could it had like a mix of characters from Sega's two main fighting series, which was Virtua Fighter and Fighting Vipers, and also the car from Daytona. And a couple of like Sonic the Fighters characters and stuff. It was really cool. This is another show-offy kind of effect, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, that Konami loved to do. I mean, fair play. If you've got a skill like this, like show it off. You know, this is some impressive programming trickery going on to do this. But again, it's interrupts. It's scanline interrupts. So it's if you look closely at how it's kind of tilting, it's only tilting like by a certain amount. That's the most it can tilt by, because it's only doing it like across sort of horizontal lines at different points on the display. I'm explaining this really badly, but yeah, it's about old consoles like the Mega Drive draw the screen from top to bottom, and you can interrupt while drawing the screen to change how you're drawing the screen, and all they're doing is just shifting stuff slightly to the side. And how am I dying here? Why am I still at the bottom? I should have moved. Anyway. No experience with PlayStation. I was very disappointed when Final Fantasy dropped Nintendo for PlayStation. Yeah. I would have been had I known anything of Final Fantasy growing up, because the only Final Fantasy game that ever came out in Europe before Final Fantasy VII was Mystic Quest. So Final Fantasy was basically always a PlayStation franchise as far as Europe's concerned. So we didn't know any different. But I do remember kind of the discourse around it, such as you know, such as it was back then in magazines and whatever, I was kind of aware that Square had abandoned Nintendo for the PlayStation. But I didn't know if that meant anything really, because I didn't have the games, you know. Watch my video about Pilot Wings, where I talk about how Europe didn't get any JRPGs. I don't know why I needed a video about Pilot Wings to talk about that. It would have made far more sense not to have done it that way. But it was one of my earliest videos, and I didn't really know what I was doing in terms of topics, you know. I just started writing a script about Pilot Wings because I liked Pilot Wings, and somehow started talking about JRPGs, and then just stuck with it as a video about Pilot Wings and JRPGs. It doesn't have to make sense. I don't know if I've been going long enough to say that's early, the retro sofa. Mystic Quest was very boring to me, but I think what they were attempting was interesting. What were they attempting? Because the way my reading of Mystic Quest was, certainly with the advertising around it at the time, it was like, you're not clever enough to have this sort of game, and this sort of game is too hard for you, and so's this one. It was like, it was advertised as like, this is like a really difficult thing, like you're not going to understand this, and buy it. I don't know, it was really odd. I mean, I guess the original intention in the development was like an accessible RPG, a JRPG for Western audiences, right? It was just advertised very poorly in Europe. But like, we could have handled the full fat one, you know? The first JRPG I ever remember playing was Pokemon. Yeah? I loved it. I was well into Pokemon, first generation. Yeah, there are two things I remember about Mystic Quest, and they're both in that video I was talking about, if you want to check them out, and that's the magazine adverts that made it sound like it was too difficult, and the review on the Games Master TV show that made it sound too boring. Like, cool. I've got Mystic Quest on my shelves. I could try it someday. I don't know. Shouldn't have turned around there. I genuinely don't know if it's kind of worth my time to try and get into it or not, because there are obviously better JRPGs out there, as interesting as the sort of the history and the concept is behind Mystic Quest. Like, is there also a good game to it, or am I better off just playing Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, which obviously I can access now? I find the attempt at making baby's first JRPG ever interesting for the novelty. Yeah, okay. But that's what Pokemon was, effectively, wasn't it? And that worked, obviously. I'd argue that the best Final Fantasy games came out on Nintendo consoles. I'll get beat up a lot for it, but that's okay. I wouldn't do that. Because I think you're probably right. I'm sure it's my problem, but I've just never really got into Final Fantasy VII and later. I've spent quite a lot of time with SNES ones, but even those I found a bit sort of overlong, you know? The Americans couldn't wrap their minds around JRPGs, so Mystic Quest was a way into the genre. Yep. And the Europeans even more couldn't handle a JRPG, right? In theory. Because at least you got Earthbound and Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and right? And the one that you called 3 but was actually what was it? 4, and then you didn't get 5, and then you got 6. Yeah. We didn't get any of those. Even like Super Mario RPG, which would have been a lovely introduction to JRPGs for European audiences, never had it. I mean, I'm sure that had other issues, you know, so I'm really bad at this. Really bad at this boss. I'm sure that had other issues being sort of late into the Super Nintendo's life and whatever, but I would have loved Super Mario RPG growing up, you know. And it's really weird to us Europeans now that the SNES has this reputation as being this great console for RPGs. I'm like, no. Never got any of them. Earthbound is cool. Shouldn't have had the Final Fantasy name. Yeah, Dragon Quest did so poorly, and Nintendo gave away the game which we subscribed to. What? Nintendo gave away Dragon Quest? That's weird. They could have at least released it in Europe. I get why they didn't, in a way. It's like, translations are hard. But then, it's both, right? Because its translations are hard, and not thinking the genre would be popular enough to be worth the expense. Because, obviously, games like A Link to the Past were translated into multiple European languages. But then, I suppose a JRPG has got even more text than that, right? I hate this boss. Can I hit it with my, like, super jump thing? Whee. Come on, you. Hey. Get wrecked. Do it again. Nope, that's not going well. I don't know what the strategy is here. Octopath Traveler, the most recent huge... I don't have the patience for huge RPG. I've always been more of a Dragon Quest kind of guy ever since I played Dragon Quest 8 on PS2 when I was a kid, but the 2000 even couldn't have vibe most of it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just never into them. Like, I just never had any JRPGs. Final Fantasy 1, 4 and 6. Yeah. That's a 1, 4 and a 6 more than we got. I have played a lot of Final Fantasy games and tried multiple times to get into them. Most recently, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I've only ever finished one Final Fantasy game, and it was one. And I had a great time with it. I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 1. I don't know why we couldn't have had that, because that didn't have, like, huge amounts of dialogue to translate, you know? That was very manageable. I still don't know if I'm beating this boss or not. Doesn't feel like it right now. Okay. Okay, there we go. But yeah, And then it's weird to me a little bit that Pokemon kind of did gangbusters. I mean, obviously that had the cute monsters and the marketing and the hype and everything behind it, as well as being a, you know, a great game. But, yeah. We just never had JRPGs before that. What version of Final Fantasy 1? NES. I never played Earthbound. Okay. I've played some of Earthbound. Is another game that I definitely need to spend some more time with and finish one day, but yeah, very expensive though. I could have bought all the mother games when I was in Japan, but learning Japanese to play them didn't seem ideal. Obviously emulation and whatever, you know, is an option. Yeah, Final Fantasy for the NES, the first one is the one that I actually finished. I remember finishing it as well. I was on holiday with my parents and I was emulating it on a Nintendo DS with a flash cart. The NES version is extremely rough. If that's the only one you finish, it's only up from there. Well, you'd say that, but I really enjoyed it. You know? I don't know why. I guess it's kind of right time and place, you know? Just being away on a holiday with my family where there's no internet and just wanting to sort of sink my teeth into something long but not necessarily complicated. And I probably did have save states, which helped. Haha, you lost your sword, loser. I'm sure more than once though I saved before like an unavoidable death and then had to like restart the game entirely, but maybe it's the save states that made it approachable. Played and finished all 3 for NES and SNES. 6 was legendary. The problem I had with Final Fantasy, I think it was 6. If it's the one I think it is, there's like, there's a bit where it looks like you've finished the game. Like you beat the big boss and I was like so happy with myself. I'd like, man, I've beaten a Final Fantasy game for the first time since Final Fantasy 1, felt great about myself, and then like the world gets destroyed and the game keeps going. Like it's complete false ending and it turns out it's like only halfway through the game. And then I lost my enthusiasm for a little bit at that point. And then had that problem which we've all had at one point, which is I named characters after I named the characters in my party after family pets, and then one of them died, and then you don't want to go back to that save game anymore. You know, it's and then you've got to start again, and it's this whole thing. I do want to. It's one of my ambitions in life to finish a Final Fantasy game, other than 1, and I think 6 would probably be my first pick to do that from what I've heard about it, and the bit that I've played about it, because I did enjoy it. The other problem I have with RPGs, with JRPGs, that are a little bit more complex, like all the Final Fantasies, I'm counting them all in that, except 1, I tend to start min-maxing. And once you start min-maxing, it's not fun anymore. But if you don't min-max, I've got no idea what I'm doing. So you start following it, like I get into it, I'm like, my abilities aren't as powerful as they want to be, I don't know what choices to make for developing my characters and whatever, in whatever form that takes in the game I'm playing. So I end up looking it up online. And you look it up online and you get these really like optimized character builds. The video's frozen, I've just noticed. And you're not developing it yourself anymore. My best example for that is the one time I tried to play Elden Ring. And I tried to play Elden Ring, didn't get it, had no idea what I was doing, died an awful lot, and then I go online to look up, you know, how do I play Elden Ring, right? And after a little bit of time looking online, looking at guides and whatever for how to play Elden Ring, I'm sitting underneath this dragon in a particular position that means the dragon is unable to touch me, and I'm unable to see the dragon. I know the dragon is there, and I'm poking it with a stick hundreds of times. And eventually I kill this dragon that I can't see because I'm hiding in a particular spot on the map and get a ridiculous amount of XP. And then I just think, what am I doing? Why is this my life? Why am I sitting underneath this invisible dragon, stabbing it repeatedly to try and get some sort of power level in this game that I'm not going to understand when I'm done with this dragon? And anyway, that's why I never finished Final Fantasy. Say hello, Minerva. Hello, Minerva. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, the Real World and the World of Ruin. So I finished the Real World and then thought I'd finished the game. And hadn't. And I think that's the point where I spoiled myself and started looking online. Anyway. Are you helping? Are you helping? Do you want to play? You want to play Mega Drive? You're not going to be much worse than I am. Oh, sorry, you got a spoiler in 556. Sorry. Didn't mean to. I know the feeling. I kind of got spoiled for Castlevania Symphony of the Night as well, without having ever played that. Or not having played it enough to get to the point where the spoiler matters. Final Fantasy IV takes a few hours less time, is more linear, it's more easy to play than 6. Maybe I'll do that. I think there's not much you can do about spoilers from like video games that are that old, you know. But I can only apologise. It wasn't my intention to spoiler Final Fantasy VI during a Castlevania The New Generation stream. Cat's settled down a little bit now. Hi, darling. There are so many hours of exploration in 6. The fact that you feel like you have to beat Kefir twice is a huge plot twist, but it's just part of the adventure. Alright. I feel like Michael's spoilering it more. In for a penny. Good game design that you get that ledge bit there for the first jump, but you don't get it later. Carefully goes across this. I did start playing Final Fantasy X at one point as well. Don't know why I stopped with that. It was all a bit too sporty for me. Yeah. We're doing it. Ah. So I might give Final Fantasy IV a go, but there's also the issue that I still haven't finished Earthbound. Again, like with many JRPGs, I've played it a bit. Yeah, there we go. And the music and voice spectacular, yeah, it tends to be. There's so many games I didn't get to play, but I know like all of the major plot twists spoiled, mostly cult classic kind of games like No More Heroes or The World Ends With You. I've finished No More Heroes. Can't remember much about it, but it was good. Very silly. What was the game on PS3? What was the Suda 51 game on PS3? Because I got that. Because I liked No More Heroes and Killer 7, and I got the whatever it is on the PS3, and did not connect with that as much. It just felt like, I don't know, just too much sexism. Oh, I don't know. Like No More Heroes at least was a bit more silly with it. If I could remember what the game was called, this would be interesting commentary. Yeah. Ah, stuck here. Oof. Oh, I was going for the kick there, that would have been cool. Never mind. Killer is dead. That's the one. Thank you. Something about that game just felt like a little bit too much for my sensibilities. Which, for some reason, wasn't so much the case with Killer 7 and No More Heroes. Killer 7 video's frozen again, thank you. I beat that boss and it was a really exciting finale. Killer 7, for whatever reason, no, not Killer 7, No More Heroes, got away with a lot just by the sort of almost childlike nature of it, you know? It's the same reason that, like, South Park works, you know? The kids in South Park can say anything because they're kids, and Travis Touchdown can say anything because he's an idiot. Same vibes. Oh yeah, this is the thing where the controls keep getting reversed. Yeah, we're having a good time. Whoop. I think these guys, if I remember correctly, just keep respawning, so the play is here just to keep moving. No strategy for the big scythe insects, just... They have way too much reach. Yeah. Yeah. Way too much reach. Here's the full Final Fantasy IV soundtrack. Okay. Alright. She's having a wash and she's sort of stopped. I think she's seen something outside. By the description you could be both the games I mentioned. Killer is Dead can't remind me of Catherine. Like, I like it, I can see how some consider it sexist. Yeah. There was something about Killer is Dead that was just like, okay, this is not for me. I also, I don't know why. Can't remember, it was a long time ago. The controls being backwards is messing me up here for sure. The colours on the Sega Castlevania Bloodlines look more vivid than the SNES Castlevania 4, possibly. Here is my confession. Okay. Go ahead, Puka, let's hear it. I've never played a Castlevania game. Okay. I don't think it's mandatory. Okay? Not in the same way that Metroid is, anyway. Oh, this bit is really difficult. But why are they throwing things as well? I don't even know what they are. They're action platformers where you have to commit to your jumps. Alright, alright, alright. I don't know why the video keeps freezing. It is a little bit annoying. It probably is annoying for you as well. Watching your wife play Metroid was a hoot. She's very expressive when something goes wrong. She is! It's one of the things we love about her. Yeah, we had a great time doing that. Just give me a sec. Lollipop Chainsaw is more of the is sexist, but is also a critique and parody of sexism kind of game. Yeah, I feel like Lollipop Chainsaw, from what I've seen of it, is kind of more kind of bombastic in its expressions, which again lets it get away with more. In a sense, it looks like it's satirizing sexism rather than just being sexist, like Killer is Dead. And No More Heroes could get away with that a little bit as well in a slightly different way. Right, give me a sec. No, I'm not. I don't want to continue. My controller fell on the floor and made me continue. I don't want to continue. I've played enough Castlevania: The New Generation. I'm going to switch it up. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm messing about with all my cartridges. And anyone who hasn't seen my wife play Super Metroid, I recommend it. I think it's quite funny. If I do say so myself. This is the issue with not being especially prepared. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I fancy playing Super Castlevania, and I think I've just lost it. Like, it's somewhere around here. I'm looking I'm digging through various Super Nintendo cartridges. I'm not really getting anywhere. But I definitely do own it. It hasn't got mixed in with my Super Famicom games. It's not in my boxed games. I didn't get it boxed. How are you all doing? Still being incredibly patient? I like the sound of cartridges moving together. Good. Good, because that's what this stream is now. Let me see if it's in this box. So, Super Putty, I've got Super One Man 2, Street Fighter 2 Ordinary Edition. Here's your Safari. Hey, here's his quest for the Olympic rings. You gave me that one. Puka gave me that one. I don't own everything. I own a lot. I've been very blessed with, for example, Pit Fighter. You know, lucky me. Also a gift from Puka. Gives me the best things. He did actually give me Mystic Quest Legend as well, though, to be fair. It's a fascinating experience. Well, all right. Well, if I can't find Super Castlevania 4, I'll play Easy Olympic Rings. We'll have like a bad games session. That's ActRaiser. I think I bought ActRaiser from you. ActRaiser's very good. I like ActRaiser. Most of your videos talk about Nintendo products. How many other systems do you own? I got a Mega Drive. No, I do have. I've got a Mega Drive. I've got a Master System. I've got a Saturn. I've got a Dreamcast. But I definitely grew up with Nintendo, and Nintendo is my first and best love, and the consoles that I have the most to say about, and the games that I have the most to say about. So I definitely do talk more about Nintendo because it's just what I know. It's not out of any particular loyalty now. It's out of having once had loyalty. You know what? It's entirely possible that I don't own Super Castlevania 4. That I just saw it at a show and meant to buy it and then didn't. That's entirely possible. I think No More Heroes gets away because every moment of the story during the 3 games is pretty clear that Travis is a weirdo psychopath. That's his character arc. Yeah. I think he'd get away with a lot being a weirdo psychopath. Maybe. Not that I know. Alright. You know what else we can do? This box, by the way, is a box made by Biko, which is the company that came out of Bean Engraver, who used to be the NES distributor for Germany. Also, did you play ActRaiser 2? No. At least not yet. I think I would like to play ActRaiser 2. I think I'd have a good time playing ActRaiser 2. No, where's it gone? I thought I... Okay, I've lost it or I didn't buy it. Who knows? Who even cares? Anyway, that's enough of the intro for Castlevania. So, let's do this. I want to know... Move this back. Being very professional. Right, I just want to know if this works. Because this is the American version of Wonder Boy in Monster World that I've been keen to see if it's playable. Notice on the front here, Sega Genesis. Because early Mega Drive and Genesis games were not region locked. And I think this game is from that era. So we're going to find out together. Because I haven't actually plugged this in yet. But while I've got my Mega Drive out. Okay. Not a great start. I'm not going to blow on the cartridge, it's a myth. Ooh. Okay. It's displaying something, but you're not seeing it. You will shortly. I've got Wonder Boy in Monster World. I heard a lot of people who like the first ActRaiser but don't like the second one because it doesn't have the town building elements. I really liked that of ActRaiser 1. The sort of unique mix of genres. Like really made it for me. Like I really enjoyed that. It had the original ActRaiser has like a really solid pacing, you know? It does so much different. And it doesn't get boring, and it gives you like this, you know, you've got the really hard boss fights, and then you go back to like building a nice town, and I don't know, it's I thought it was really cool. I was disappointed that in ActRaiser 2 they didn't, you know. The easily accessible Godsend bits really make it. Yeah, you're right. I never quite finished it. I got to like the last I got to like the last level, and then my save got deleted. I don't know if I can update the title of the stream in YouTube, but this is now Wonder Boy in Monster World. Why you can't see anything again? Why can you not see anything? The final level is impossible. I was yeah, I was having a tough time with it, but I feel like I was kind of getting there, or at least I like to think so. And then yeah, save got deleted, and I was like, nope. Actually, part of the reason was I started dicking about with the action replay to try and make the last level a little bit easier. I think that's what I did. And then while messing about with the action replay, I accidentally deleted my save. Monster World was once a peaceful region. Then the peace was shattered by an invading army of monsters. Well, that'll happen. A young man named Shion vowed to... This text is so slow. Vowed to defeat them and make something his land peaceful again. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Is that me? Am I Shion? Okay, C is jump and B is sword. Okay, I've never played this. But I've been meaning to give this a look, and the reason I picked it up is because I've played Monster Boy on the Switch. Welcome to Monster World, I think it's called, and really enjoyed it. It was really good. A lot of Enix published games, but on this around, were different, like Evo, Search of Eden for SNES, or Planet Lake of PS1. Not heard of either of those. Once again, this world is being threatened. I've figured out how to speed up the text. The princess has been kidnapped from Upper World Castle and ready to using Elixir and Firestorm. Take them with you. Make sure you're ready to use magic at all times. I'm ready, master. I presume that's the A button. This game's so cute. Look at it. Oh. Or Terranigma. I've got Terranigma. I've got to try Terranigma as well. You've only just begun. Please take care. The jellyfish will help you on your way. Just wouldn't you love to just hear that once from someone in real life? You have a discriminating eye. That's leather boots. It costs 30 gold. Would you like to purchase it? I would, but I only got 4 gold. I'm sorry, but you don't have money to purchase the item. Why don't you get some money and come back? All right, dick. See, she's like, oh, your adventure's just starting. You're clearly like a big hero and whatever. And then she's like, what? Just give you the shoes? Like, I know you're saving the world, but I've got to run a business here. Is Terranigma good though? Because Terranigma is on my to-play list. You guys look mad. This is Purple Castle. Entry is prohibited. Go away. Alright. I'll go this way then. Can I make that jump, do we think? Can I? This looks a lot like that Switch game, actually. This looks a lot like Monster Boy for Switch. But obviously it does. Obviously it's got the same kind of style because it's the same series and whatever. But I'm just surprised by like how much it looks like it, being that this is a Mega Drive game. I'm glad this works, because I was definitely umming and ahhing about buying it and had a bit of back and forth with the guy at the game store. I don't like the sometimes washed out colour palette of 16-bit games of this era. It also happens with a lot of Super Nintendo games. Yeah. I think this game looks nice though, don't you? It would look better if the video device didn't keep cutting out. You have enough for boots now. I do. I do. Okay, we have to actually switch the audio device. Ugh. Computers are rubbish, you guys. I don't have enough for boots, do I? Wasn't boots 40 and I've got 39. If I steal this crab's money, I can afford some boots. Alright, let's go get some boots. Why not? Just going to turn right back around and we're going to get some boots. People joining from YouTube, this is no longer Castlevania. Can I change the title of a YouTube stream after it started? Genuine question. Genuinely don't know the answer. I'm guessing not. I know you can do it in. I know you can do it in Twitch, and I have done it in Twitch. I don't know if you can do it in YouTube. Doot, 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 doot. Details. Yeah, we can do it. I think Wonder Boy in Monster World. Save. Changes saved. Okay. We'll see if that shows up. Colours look weirdly obscure, like someone put a black filter over it. You think? You're seeing the colours basically as I'm seeing them, so I think it's not a technical issue, it's just how it looks back then, isn't it? But I don't know, I kind of like it. Especially like on the Mega Drive, this kind of really simple, like cartoonish style works really well. And this was an early Mega Drive game, you know, we're talking like, I think 1989 for this, you know, the Super Nintendo wasn't even around when this game was, if I'm remembering it correctly. But I definitely want to get more into classic Metroidvanias. I had a really good stream a while ago when we played Euphoria on the NES, and that was a lovely time. Really good game, Euphoria. Really enjoyed it. Early Metroidvania from before Metroid was a Metroid. Well, and the only Metroidvania was Metroid, pretty much. Hello, Easy Doodle. No, there were other Metroidvanias. Like this is a. Oh yeah, you're right. 30 gold. Okay. Thank you very much. I've got leather boots. What do they do? Why have I got leather boots? What happens? Boots. Okay, we've equipped the boots. Am I jumping higher? I don't know. Okay, you've got to stand still and press the thing. Magic Firestorm. Okay. Don't have any items that I can use. Weapon is Gradius eyes. I played Euphoria on emulator when I was a kid. Really? It's quite an obscure one to go and play. You had a very discerning taste as a kid. It's a me thing, probably. Yeah, maybe. It's just different tastes, isn't it? I like the way this looks, though. It's charming, you know. It's big, chunky graphics. It's nice. Oh, the monkey cries when you kill it. That's just cruel. To me, specifically. Not the monkey. Oh, Bill, my friend Dave is doing videos where he reviews every NES game in a given year. You guys some very Jason style. Oh, cool. I don't think I know Dave, do I? What's Dave's channel called? Because I do that kind of old-fashioned cozy YouTube that doesn't have narrative. YouTubers all eventually fall for the trap of doing narrative, apparently, and I'm determined not to. I'm just a guy with a Nintendo playing Nintendo and talking about it. Or in this case, a Mega Drive. Dave's video game journey. I do want to look him up. Talk amongst yourselves. Video game journey. Oh yeah, found it. Alright. Cool. You guys have a very chill appeal and he deserves the support. Alright, yes, everyone check out Dave's video game journey. I cannot vouch for him in any way, but I'm sure he's lovely. If he's like me, he's got to be good. Oh, come on. That was cheap. Yeah, give me a sec. Right. Let me just look him up on this real quick. Dave's video game journey. Dave has 949 subscribers. I will be 950. And you're going to get me higher than that. I will send him all 12 of my viewers. This music's so happy as well, isn't it? You can ride a jellyfish. I feel like this sign has more faith in my abilities than I do. Yeah, I mean, you can't really ride a jellyfish, you can kind of bounce off a jellyfish. Yeah, I wouldn't call that riding. It's joyful though. Alcedo, the fairy village. Ow. Why are you hurting me? It's meant to be a village. Why am I taking damage in the village? Oi, 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 oi. Okay, worth it. Poke. Poke. Hello, lady. Welcome to my inn. You can have a good night's rest for 10 gold. Well, I will definitely be doing that. And I will definitely be saving my adventure. Your game is saved. Will you be continuing your journey in the morning? What's the alternative, innkeeper? This game is giving me little Nemo Dream Master vibes. It's so sweet, isn't it? Good morning. Did you sleep well? Good luck to you on your journey. I would love for my wife to say that to me in the morning. Welcome to Kishara. Stand in front of the item you wish to purchase and look up. Okay, I want to purchase this lady. Keep in mind that when you equip a spear, you can't use a shield. Very important. Okay, I don't appear to have a shield right now. Chainmail, 70 gold. Or small spear for 80 gold. Well, that's more expensive, so it's got to be better. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it works. And those guys take 2 hits rather than 3. Farming for gold seems pretty easy in this game. What's in here? Hello, lady. I'm Sonia. Hi, Sonia. The village is under attack. I don't know all the details, so you'd better see Eleonora. If you stand between the statues and look up, you can find her. All right. Let's go see Eleonora. Whoa. Okay. Look way up. Oh, look, parallax. The Mega Drive couldn't really do parallax. It's kind of, again, using interrupts to do this. I'm Queen Eleonora. That's why the bit that looks parallax is actually underneath everything else. Like, anyway. The monsters come from a cave just beyond the village. Can't you help us? That's a very negative attitude. Can't you help us? Take Priscilla with you. Okay. She may be able to help you. Remember, though, that once you set foot outside Alcedo, Priscilla will return to me. as she won't be able to help you anymore. Oh, hi, Priscilla. That's Priscilla. She follows me around. Whee! Is that Priscilla helping? That's a lot like my cat trying to help. Priscilla's rubbish. Question mark, alright. Also build the screen froze again. Thank you! You gotta tell me quicker. I just unplug the thing and I just plug it back in. And I don't know why it keeps happening. And this is just one of those fun things that happens when you're streaming on Linux, I think. I think this is the kind of problem that you just don't have on Windows. Alright, so we've got Priscilla, and Priscilla is useless. Welcome to Felicissimo! Fancy, we have a medicine for sale. Alright. If it's the cave up ahead that you wish to know about, go ask Sonia. I think I probably did. You have a discriminating eye, that's medicine. American healthcare. Good. Right. Bill, I apologise for not telling you sooner. Oh, sorry, I was writing the other comment. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. You know, you all noticed before I did, and I appreciate that. I don't have to farm very much, and then I can get this armor. So I'm just gonna. Just stab a few more mushrooms here. Is that enough? Chainmail, it costs 70 gold. Yes, please. And we equip. And we looking stylish, by which I mean exactly the same. Have you all played Monster Boy on the Switch? I can't remember the full title of the game because I'm a bad person. I'll look it up. This is why I have a thing in front of me that has all the world's knowledge on it. Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom is very, very good. See, that's how she helps. She sort of jumps on top of a mushroom and starts sort of wailing on it, but she's so tiny, like the mushroom thing doesn't even notice. I can't destroy the candles, it's not Castlevania. I will spend some time reflecting personally and consider whether I bought... This door's been sealed. Whether I bought Super Castlevania 4 or dreamt it, or intended to buy it, because I feel like it really should be somewhere. But you know, I want to play this too. I need to stream more, just anything. Like, I'm not doing this for a particular video or anything like that. Really, I might be. I might decide that there's a video in this after I've played it. But you don't know if there's a. I don't know if there's a video in a game until I start playing it, right? So what can I do here? Can I just, is there just nowhere to go? Like, this door is sealed. There's obviously something I'm supposed to be able to do here. To continue through there. There's nothing down here at all, is there? No. Okay, so this is a find something and come back kind of deal, I think. Priscilla doesn't know, she's useless. Alright. At least we're farming some gold. Let's go return to this lady, see if she'll tell me anything. Is Priscilla helping you? No. No, chat is froze now. Oh, flipping heck. Is that a reload button? Is that a reload button? There you go, that one's there. Cool, we're good. So, the chat we missed. Pong, thanks, Burger. Okay, so what did we miss? I love the fact that it's just called medicine, like not a specific one, just medicine. Gotta love old game logic. Yep. I know Doremi Fantasy 2, okay. Chat's froze. Videos wanting most old games into FMVs. Can't remember what that was a response to. Alright, cool. Okay. Right, now nothing is frozen. Because this is a Metroidvania, it might well be the case that I'm supposed to start the game by going left when I just went right. So this could all be my fault. Hi, Big Spud. The sofa is treating me very well, thank you. It's very comfy. Save games on the Mega Drive. When is this from? Yep, 1989. Good morning, did you sleep well? Good luck to you on your journey. Claudia, if you're watching, that's what I want you to say to me every morning when we get up. I suppose I should do it. I suppose I should say it to her first, you know, be the change you want to see. I'm going to do a lot of backtracking now because I haven't got any better ideas. And that's how you play Metroidvania. Nope. Fell down. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter. I unfortunately don't have the manual to this game. I've got a box. No manual in there though. I obviously want to get in there, but can't yet. I presume that at some point I'll find an item that lets me swim. The monkeys cry when you stab them and don't even give you gold. It's unironically what I like about Metroidvanias get stuck, just go backwards. I kind of like that as well. And there was certainly a lot of that in Euphoria. Metroid, especially Super Metroid, like does this really well, where just the game is fun to traverse through, so backtracking is fine, and you know the combat is engaging and stuff. This is a little bit simplistic so far, but I've only just started. I might get some sort of running boots or something that'll make it more interesting. The Shantae games have that as well. They're really fun to just sort of run backwards through. I'm playing the 3DS one at the moment. Do love me some Shantae. See, these arrows are all telling me that we'll be going that way. I think that's my house. Okay, so we can't go left. It was fun joining this afternoon. I have to hit the road to finish my work day till next time. Have a good rest of your day, Marco Bailey. Disney Illusion Island is fun to explore. I've not, I've seen you play that, haven't I? I haven't played it myself. But yeah, that's a Metroidvania as well, isn't it? Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have come back all this way. Well, I will say, this is a good chance to find out if the save battery works in this game. Because I want to know that before I get too deep into it. Hooray! Good morning, did you sleep well? Good luck to you on your journey. Thanks. Never understand people who don't like backtracking, but in general I also have more patience than others. I don't care if a game gets repetitive and such. I don't know. It's it definitely depends on the game. You know, Doom had a lot of backtracking, but Doom is just so much fun to run through. You know, it really depends. Euphoria, I think, not as good in that regard, but you know, it's fine. I did like the world of Euphoria. It's very tightly designed. Yeah, once you finish it, you can keep exploring all you want. Cool. You need the ocarina to open the cave doors, but I lost it. Ah, somewhere inside the cave. Okay. Have we seen a cave? Oh, I need to move this. There we go. Monster Boy box. Did we see a cave? Hello, Minerva. Did you see a cave? You haven't been paying attention, have you? I need your keen eyes. Minerva, I need you to help me. Wouldn't be the Retro Sofa stream without Minerva. So, this is a castle, this isn't a cave. Minerva is cute. You see, Cougar thinks you're cute. I think she's cute. She thinks you're cute. Like, is this little bit here meant to represent the cave? Do you know anything? If it's the cave up ahead that you wish to know about, yes, go ask Sonia. I thought I did. Or is Sonia the one up here? Is Priscilla helping you? She is not. You need the ocarina to open the cave doors, but I lost it somewhere inside the cave. Oh, to open the cave doors, but I lost it somewhere inside the cave. Okay, so... What? Let's go investigate the cave some more. Is this really a cave? Oh, right, the ocarina just appears after you talk to her. Oh, it's the ocarina. Okay. Shion plays the ocarina. The melody isn't quite right. Silly Shion. Alright, so we've got to go back to the village to learn the melody for the ocarina to get through the door, huh? I love the presentation of this. I really do. Do you know how to play the ocarina? No, okay. We'll ask Sonia then how to play the ocarina. Have you ever heard about Valkyria Profile for PS1? Nope. Oh, it's the ocarina. You went there to look for it, didn't you? The melody of the ocarina may help to break the seals. Let's practice. B, A, B, A, B, C, B. Okay. That's very good, thank you. It's only 3 notes. The next melody opens things door. A, B, C, B, C, A, B. I hope some of you are remembering that, because I'm not. Oh wow, there's another. I should be writing these down, shouldn't I, Minerva? Play these melodies whenever you're in the cave. I'm going to ask her again. You've forgotten the melodies already? Yes! You're really hopeless, you know. Yes! Let's practice them again. Yep. What's the next one? Tell me the next one. Okay, no one chat for a while. Oh, too slow. Okay. That's all right. You can keep chatting. I'll scroll up. Or maybe there's some kind of note-taking app on my computer that means I won't have to scroll up. All cats are beautiful. That's true. I was hoping ACAB would show up somewhere in the melodies, but it did not. Okay. What? You play beautifully, thank you. This music's way better than like the ocarina music I was playing. It must have been very annoying playing this game like back in the day as a kid and not noting down the melodies and not realising that you needed to until getting like here. Found the heart. That's good. Also the ocarina sounds like a flute. Yeah. The Mega Drive can do one thing and it's funky bass lines. Right, we did it! Oh. Oh, thanks, Priscilla. If that was Priscilla. Ah, boss. The Myconid. Magic, Firestorm. Put that here. What is the pattern with this boss? What am I meant to do here? Like, this is like games we used to make as kids on like click and play back in the day, where it just have random enemy patterns just swirling around the screen, and you just got to deal with it. Found the Firestorm. Isn't that what I just used to kill the thing? Reminds me of Power Rangers with the Green Ranger having an orange that sounds like it's saying. Is that Power Rangers on the Mega Drive? Exit. Poke, poke. I remember playing a Power Rangers game back in the day. A very long time ago. I remember it being very good. Oh look! People wandering around outside, there's no monsters. Queen Eleonora was calling for you earlier. Why didn't you pay her a visit? Definitely will. Now it was the series. Okay. Didn't watch it. Did play the video game. Alcedo is once more a peaceful village. Go beyond the large tree and you'll reach Pura Prill. If you're ever in need of help of any kind, come and see me. Can you do the game, please? Our village is free, we're all very grateful. Good. You should all give me stuff. Welcome to my inn. You've saved our lives. You can stay for 10 gold. Video game logic. So do I want to go back this way then? What was that about a large tree? I can't remember. I guess the village doesn't get many visitors if that's how you've got to get into the village. I've forgotten, Eleanor. I forgot what you said. I don't need Priscilla though. How's your journey going? There are still a great many people in need of your help. Go now and do everything in your power to save them. Go where? I forgot already. Is it this way again? I mean, there were trees this way, right? Go beyond it. Go beyond what? Is this another one of those things where because I've talked to someone, there will have been like a change somewhere? Like, can I go down here now? No. The large tree. What large tree? I'm going to backtrack some more. Every time I'm searching for a niche game to know, if it's in English, it's a European one. Yeah, sometimes. It's certainly the case with like, I don't know actually. Was Euphoria released in the US? Or because a lot of Sunsoft was Japanese and European exclusive. Yeah, we got Euphoria but not Chrono Trigger, correct. There were 3 JRPGs released in Europe for the SNES. Who can name them? I can. And I mean like traditional like menu-based JRPGs, like absolutely no stabbing whatsoever. So no secret of mana. Also the Inversion Persona 5 that I can find on my hacked PS3's European one, sure. You can also get European games in lots of other fun languages. Okay, so the 3 JRPGs you could get on the SNES in Europe were Mystic Quest Legend, Lufia, and Breath of Fire 2. And Lufia was known in the US as Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals, so we only got the second in the series. Same with Breath of Fire 2, obviously, that was the sequel to Breath of Fire, we didn't get the first one. And what's especially fun about that is there wasn't anywhere in Europe where you could buy all 3. Because Lufia was released in, I think, the Netherlands and Germany, and not in the UK. And Breath of Fire 2, actually technically I think Breath of Fire 2 was released in Germany, but only in English. Breath of Fire 2 didn't have European translations. So there wasn't any... If you only spoke the native language of the country in which you were born, there were only ever 2 JRPGs on the SNES. Yeah. I think Mystic Quest Legend got everywhere in many languages. Or as many as SNES games ever did. Where am I supposed to go? Of course, especially weird that the UK didn't get... I remember because the Pirate Wings video was supposed to be watching videos. I was just going to channel. Thanks so much. Oh, sweet, thank you. I forgot what I was saying because that was so sweet of you. Yeah, particularly weird for Lufia because it did get a PAL English language release, but only in Australia. Can I now go back this way? Is that the... Because that looks like a big tree. That's the big tree that I basically remembered. I don't know. I keep meaning to check out Sir Musty's Discord at some point. I'm not really as online, I guess, as I used to be. I don't really. I used to like live on IRC, but it's been a long time since I did that, and I never really got into Discord. Bookie K says, hang on, okay. I'm going to keep killing crabs till you tell me to do anything else. Why is Chief... Ooh, that's cool. Does Europe got... I don't know. Is there a big tree to the left of the Fairy Queen? Oh, maybe. Are you looking stuff up, or are you remembering? Because, yeah, you're probably right, because I think that's the only place where I can go where I haven't been. And as Metroidvanias go, I gotta say, Wonder Boy is very restrictive so far in where you can go. I don't feel like I have many options at all. So that's pretty much the only one left, yeah. But this is fine, this is backtracking. Like, Metroidvanias live and die on how fun the combat is, like, in the backtracking, and the presentation. Because I can just enjoy... The combat in this is whatever, but I can enjoy vibing to the music and stuff, and looking at the cool little colourful characters and stuff, and just... That's good enough. Yeah, you might well be right. Yeah, here we go. You're a genius. Pookie K, super genius. What's this crack for? Yeah, this is new. No. I think the poking is much better than the twirling. And works quite well for those guys. Alright. I'm just gonna let him be. Okay, yeah, twirly thing's pretty good. Ooh, down or left? What's under here? I feel like left's probably the correct plan. Oh no, well, let's see. Start. It's not going to do the thing that Zelda 2 does, where it's just dark and you get hit by stuff that you can't see. Okay. Oh, this is annoying to break through, isn't it? Can I do the twirly thing? Yes. Don't seem to pose too much of a threat. A good video game soundtrack. I also have a Japanese PS1 game called... Huh. If a game is set somewhere, that country should just automatically get that game for sure. Doesn't always work. Germany didn't get Wolfenstein 3D for the longest time. Cool. Guess I can't get up there yet. It's sealed. Okay. Back we go. Let's see what you have. I've got a video about it if you want to watch it. Jim got Wolfenstein like a few years ago, like 20-ish. Try Firestorm on the ice. Huh. Yeah, why not? I'm pressing her, she's not doing anything. Oh, maybe there's something else. It doesn't look like it's got full damage. Worth a try. Yeah, absolutely was. Like, good shout. Like, your brain's definitely more switched on tonight than mine is. Also, I don't know, but I assume that this game is running slower than it would on the American Genesis or Japanese Mega Drive. Being as it's the American game just running on a 50Hz machine instead of a 60Hz one. Quite happily and not complaining about it. I hear Claudia coming home. Hello!
You're adorable. But I need to return this at some point.
Minerva's in your laptop bag.
Yes.
Oh well.
Streaming.
Yeah.
Ah.
Did you have a nice dinner?
Yes. Hello, stream.
Just say, you might as well just say hello, Puka.
Hello, Puka. Do a creepy wave into the camera. I had nothing to drink, by the way.
Sure. He said sup. I presume I'm going to get the ability to swim and go down there sometime soon then. He looks big and imposing until I stabbed him repeatedly in the shins. Ooh, Law. I had been taken prisoner by the monsters. Please come to the castle hall. I'd like to thank you. Ooh. We're getting dinner, chat. Video just froze. Thank you. You heard me read out what the lady said. She's inviting me into the castle for a reward, and I'm hoping it's dinner. It's locked. Okay. Oh, isn't this pleasant? Ladders are fiddly then. No, not ladders, stairs. Words are fiddly. There are so many. If I was the hero, I'd give up at this point. I'd be like, it's too many stairs. The gate to the castle has been opened. Why don't you go on inside? This is ominous. If you have a certain special item, you can swim underwater. Yeah, I figured that out. I've played a Metroidvania before. Thanks, lady. The princess has returned safely. I'm so relieved. Did I do that? The princess is waiting. The princess is waiting. The princess is waiting. The princess is waiting. Are you the princess? I'm Sheila Purapril. I thank you for rescuing me. Minerva's the princess. I heard that you're on a journey. I guess, and you're battling the monsters. Why don't you stop by the village of Lilypad? There may be something there for you. Watch out for monsters on your way. Okay, what and where's Lilypad? Anybody know? I don't know. Now let's go left here. I don't know why, but these trees are giving Atari ST. I've heard the Sphinx in the pyramid likes quizzes. Alright. The star crest on this bell tower is the same as the insignia on the weapon of the legendary hero. The princess told me this a long time ago. Okay. Can I ring this bell? Guess not. Okay. Caligula effect is weirdly transphobic and fatphobic. Doesn't sound great. Is there a way to just like fall down the stairs? No. I guess we're going down all the stairs, chat. Going down the stairs. I'm not going to play for much longer because it's getting late here and I've got an early start tomorrow. Can I go through this door now? Yes, I can. What's this? Malm Desert, enter at your own risk. Okay. I ain't risking nothing. Welcome to my inn. You can have a good night's rest for 15 gold. And I will have a good night's rest. Thank you. Will you be continuing your journey? No. Oh well, maybe another day. Good night. And then it just resets. Nice. Ah. Japanese game, they're very hit and miss with the style. Yeah. I don't know. I've never played it. And you're not really selling it. But that's fine. I don't think you're trying to. Right. Well, that was cool. The other thing I did try and do last time I streamed from the Mega Drive, just to show you, was to show off just the incredibly slow Sonic the Hedgehog that we had in Europe. But last time when I tried to show this, the sound wasn't working. Completely unoptimized. Love it. See, if you were European in the 90s, Sonic, not actually that fast. Just kind of pleasant. Look at him go. Out for a walk. Ain't no way the game's like this. Yep, this is what we had in Europe. Was not optimized for our... Just listen how slow that is. It's incredible. Alright. Just was not optimized for our European electricity. I think they figured it out by Sonic 2, like I think Sonic 2 was fine. But yeah, Sonic 1. I just want to get the speed shoes and show you the speed shoes bit, and I'm probably going to go to bed. It's whatever time it is, 9:30, and I'm starting work at 5 AM. It's giving synthwave, it is. I don't know, there's something comforting about this. This still feels fast to me. Yeah. There you go, now it's normal speed. Yeah, good at Sonic the Hedgehog. Right, gotta play Sonic the Hedgehog because it's on there, because my Mega Drive's on. Bedtime. I've got to get up for work in 7 hours. So thank you all for joining me on the Retro Sofa. It's been really lovely. I've had a lovely time, and I hope you've had a lovely time too. Sorry about all the various technical issues, but that's what happens when you're a Linux user. So yeah, stick around. Hopefully I'll fix some of it at some point and we'll start getting better at this, but we're not there yet. Or Microsoft will change their mind and support Windows 10 again, and I'll go back to it. Or I'll buy a new laptop. You know, I don't know. Life's full of wonderful surprises. Yep, good to see you too, Puka. Kira, thanks very much. Puka, before you go, can you just tell us real quick, did you have fun at the Nintendo pop-up shop in London? Because I'm stuck out here in Germany, and there's a Nintendo pop-up shop in London, and there isn't one in, like, South Germany, so I don't get to go to it. But Puka went to the one in London today, I believe, if I understood your message correctly earlier. And did you have a nice time? Tell me if you had a nice time, and then I can stop the stream and go to bed. Quick. I did. Do you want me to get you something? No. Right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.